What's up? Testing 1 2 3. We are live. What's going on? My Sunday stream. It is the time to do it. So yeah, if you guys don't know, I do a live Q&A every Sunday around 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So around this time, I just do a live Q&A and all that, and just chop it up and all that sort of stuff. Wow. And I will tell you, this week has been really, I don't know what it's been, honestly. It's been kind of all over the place. Like, I've learned some new YouTube tricks. If you guys don't know, I actually I'm taking a course by Ali Abdal about YouTube. It's actually really great. I'm going to be doing a not a review, but kind of like a why I took this course, just to help other people as he promotes the course. I built up a relationship with Ali too. It's pretty cool. Yeah, and I'm just meeting a lot of like high performing people, and it's really changed a lot. I might have another speaking gig relatively soon as well. My neurohacking friend who's in pharmacy actually is really well connected, and there's apparently like 30,000 people attending this or something like that, or some sort of email list. So I'm crossing my fingers I get that, man, just to spread my high tickets. They want me to talk specifically about high ticket sales and all that too. So I'm excited for that. And then of course it was Thanksgiving. So how rude of me, guys. Love to kind of hear how your Thanksgiving is going. If you're just tuning in, drop in the comments. Let me know how your Thanksgiving went. What did you guys do? And also another really cool exercise, I'm going to dive into comments in a second, but something that I've been really doing on a more frequent basis as well is just, I wrote down a list of 20, I think, people plus. It's not everyone, but I'm going to be sending them voice messages and video messages too, just letting you know how much I appreciate them, how much they've helped me this year, as well. So that's pretty much what I'm up to after this call, and after this meeting. I actually have to schedule all my YouTube videos for the rest of the week, assign everything to my editor. I also learned too, one of the things that reduces my anxiety a lot is having a planner and just planning out my week. Honestly, that's been a game changer for me, because I tend to kind of overexert myself, like in terms of like there's no end to my day and I get burnt out. But now that I have a planner, I can just plan out my days. But I'm really bad at kind of assigning things to my editor, so I'm trying to get better at that, honestly. So yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, I'm going to dive into comments in just a second. Make sure to drop a like. Let's start boosting the algorithm too, and just keep on going and stuff. And I also forgot, I need to upload a thumbnail for this too. Alex Johnson says, how are you? Hey Alex, what's going on? I'm actually doing pretty well for the most part today. Yeah, like I said, I kind of broke down my week and all that. So yeah, so I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, I feel like I'm making traction, like very slow traction, but I think it's moving faster and faster. I'm pretty excited with everything too as well. Taste and Travel curiously says, sup, hope all is well. Yeah, hope all is well with y'all too. I'm just gonna upload a thumbnail really quick. Let's export this. Yeah, so I've learned a lot about thumbnails too on YouTube and stuff, and I just learned something that is going to pretty much be a game changer for me, honestly, because I spend so much time I'm not a very good design person. I'm sure you guys can tell my website's ugly. Like a lot of my thumbnails are kind of ugly because your boy's not a designer, bro. Like, I came from a pharmacy background, right? But I also learned hey, really important tip, that apparently thumbnails that have no text have a higher conversion rate or higher click-through rate than text as well. So it's so much easier. So all these complicated thumbnails that you see with the outlines and stuff, we were looking at the data and I was like, holy crap, this is outperforming it. Why don't I just do more things? So I'm going to test it against my own data right now and see how it goes. But I'm really excited, man. like that sort of stuff, like in marketing, it always blows my mind to see the human psychology and why certain things work, why some other things don't work as well. So we got 8 people tuning in right now. For the 6 people who haven't, make sure to drop a like, drop a comment. Let me know how your Thanksgiving is, and let me know what you guys are grateful for too, man. I know it sounds kind of corny sometimes about gratitude and stuff, but yeah, I gotta send out my gratitude voicemails and all that. But honestly, it just gets you in a better state. It gets you pretty happy. Honestly, I was like earlier in the week, I was just beating myself up so much. I was like, dude, I'm not moving fast enough. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing that. I'm pretty much not good enough the whole time. That's what I was saying in my head. But my neurohacking coach, pharmacist friend, I'll bring him on sometime. He's a really great guest. He's actually running a beta on his neurohacking program too. So if you guys are interested in that, shoot me a DM or something like that. I think it's very helpful for people. He's been coaching me a lot. But one cool thing he was telling me was like, the idea or limiting belief of you're worth it or not worth it, right? It's just like a man-made idea. It's not like it doesn't really hold any clout in like nature or things like that. Do you see flowers comparing themselves to each other, right? Probably not. And if I'm looking away, it's because I'm actually trying to upload a thumbnail for this really quickly as well, so I can increase my conversion rate. Just a really quick one. Here we go. Perfect. And let's monetize this too. Apparently something really wonky is going with my monetization too in terms of my channel. Yeah, it's like really weird. Let's see. NTG 360 says, now that Amazon is in the pharma business, do you think that this will impact current pharmacists in any way? Yes, absolutely. I believe, I haven't checked the stocks for like most of the major companies, but from what my friends told me, they all took a dip. So I guess it is a disruptor that we always kind of expected that was going to come to. So it's really, really interesting how it's going to further change things. I believe, like, honestly, we might see this definitely will impact the bottom line of like bigger companies like CVS and stuff, just because I believe Amazon has better fulfillment. I don't know. But I don't know. It's just a prediction. Like at the end of the day, I'm not like an expert at, at this. I can predict all the shit I want, but it could all be wrong too, so there's that. Let's see. Kayla Wayla says, how do you stay motivated after a burnout? Honestly, I've been trying really, really hard not to get burnt out. Because once you're in that burnout, it's kind of too late. It's not too late, but it's really hard to get out of the slump. And for me, I just posted a video about 20 minutes ago about me burning out earlier in October. Right now it's November. I'm so bad with uploads. But I mean, it was really after that trip where I started kind of feeling like myself again. I literally had to spend multiple days where I just didn't do anything at all, right? I just had to shut down, just take a break from everything. And it wasn't easy at all, honestly, guys. It was not easy just stepping away from things. And then I started implementing things like meditation back. And it's not like, so in the morning, what I like to do is like, I like to use my Panda planner, my 5-minute journal and stuff. I'm going to have a video on my morning routine. It's on my list to shoot this week. But yeah, I do that. I go through that flow. I'll go to the gym too. And then I'll plan out my day. And just having a plan and just relaxing my body through those breathing exercises helps so much. And I can tell, like, if you're wondering why I'm wearing this ring, it's to really measure my heart rate variability, which kind of tells me how stressed I am. The higher the number, the better it is. The lower the number, it tells me that probably more stressed. So then I can actually adapt and just not go so ham, or just kind of dial back my goals for that day. And then typically I'll feel really good the next day, and then I can go hard. So it's like a zigzag type of thing as well. So that's kind of like how I've been motivated for the most part. Also, like, I try not to work any weekends at all. And stuff like YouTube, to me, that's not like really work. It's kind of fun. Unless I'm talking about shit I don't want to be talking about. Like there's certain pharmacy topics I don't really want to talk about. That feels like work. But when I'm talking about digital marketing and like sales and coaching people, that does not feel like work to me. It feels very rewarding to me as well. So I think spending time in your zone of genius, I guess, that's something that's kind of helped me with kind of the burnout as well. Let me turn on one more thing to review. Cool. Let's see. When did you get back from New York? Dude, the New York trip was hella long ago. It was like beginning of October. I think that's when I just initially lost my client, and I didn't know what I wanted to do. And it was over that trip where I just realized, well, maybe it's time to just double down on my business and build out my assets. And that's when I started coaching high ticket sales and stuff, and working on the YouTube channel. And I enrolled in Ali's program. I hired my business coach too around this time. So everything started falling into place for me from that point on. But I really needed that trip to get away. But my camera actually died during that trip. If you watch near the end of the vlog, the audio is not working anymore. I was like, fuck. So I actually recorded a whole course and stuff, and it didn't even record because it sounded like it was freaking underwater, man. So yeah, if you guys are just tuning in, for 11 people who haven't, make sure to smash the like button so it can get distributed to more and more people. But we're getting a good turnout, man. Last week wasn't a great turnout, but better this week. Oh yeah, do you have any, what are your thoughts on Amazon and Pharma? Like I said, I think it's going to disrupt the industry in terms of competition. And although Amazon is also known for working their staff really, really hard, the culture there is like very performance driven. So honestly, it might not end up really well for pharmacists too, but who knows? If there's anybody that's in Amazon pharmacy or anything like that, feel free to hit me up. I'd love to do an interview with you as well, just to see the behind the scenes. You can go to my Instagram, Kevin the Refugee, and that would be really cool. If you haven't answered it already, no problem. Not for you. Our pharmacy law is very different between states. Like, well, I have to write a different license exam if I want to practice in a different state. You will have to take a different law exam and stuff like that and get licensed in each state that you want to practice in. So, yeah, so pretty much, yes. Let's see. Alex says, might just be you. Yeah, my audio should be fine. I tested it before. Yeah, it looks good on my end. Do I invest in the stock market? What's a good way how to do it well if you're a beginner? Well, shameless plug. Well, it depends what you want to do. If you want to like do individual stocks, I never recommend beginners to do individual stocks. Stay super basic. Take my free masterclass, man. kickassinvesting.com/masterclass. Honestly, it's a really good course. A lot of people have gotten a lot of results and set up their Roth IRA over the weekend, right? And so even Ramit Sethi, one of the people I look up to, he talks about like, honestly, what 95% of the population needs to do is just invest more into index funds. Honestly, just keep it freaking simple so you can just move on to other areas of your life. Now, not to say that you can't invest in individual stocks. I have a lot of friends who, like one of my friends, honestly, his portfolio grew over almost doubled or tripled during this whole Corona thing as well. I was just catching up with him, and he's telling me how well he was doing. So if you're an absolute beginner though, just get a solid foundation, man. I feel like too many people kind of chase to get rich quick type of shit too. Like they ask about Tesla and all these freaking other stocks, but honestly, stick to fucking basics, guys. Like I really can't emphasize that enough, because some of the students that came into Kick-Ass Investing, they're telling me that they were investing in individual stocks, and they were so scared of risk, and yet they had like 56 or 40K in the bank, and they weren't investing it at all and had no plans on using it, and they only had like a few thousand invested in a market. I was like, dude, you need to stick to the basics. So let's go back to the basics, get you with a good foundation. And then later, like once you hit 100 G's, man, like you can always like do individual stocks and stuff. That's my personal opinion about it. But hey, people might differ too. That's not a huge deal. Armor Ghost, do you ever get sick of answering the same questions? Pharmacy questions, yeah. No. Sometimes I do, because honestly, I've created a lot of content on the stuff that I've talked about as well. So yeah, sometimes, but hey, I understand everybody comes at different points, but yeah, it gets annoying sometimes. For those 14 people who haven't, make sure to smash the like button too. I would start off with low fee diversified fund like Acorns and let it grow for a few years. The best time to invest is yesterday. Second best time is now. I would even say, like, honestly, Acorns is all right, but be intentional about it. If you're in a 9 to 5 as well, take a certain amount every single time you get paid. Like, it doesn't have to be like your whole paycheck, guys. But I mean, when I was in pharmacy, I was taking majority of my paycheck, anything after all the expenses, and just investing it, because I knew that $1 today could mean hundreds later with well, I just made that number up, by the way, so don't quote me on that, guys. But you get the point. It's so much more valuable later down the line, and especially when I kind of went on my own way, it became even more important because I needed capital to kind of survive too. And so yeah, it's really, really important to start saving or invest now rather than later. But Alex is totally right about second time, the second time that's best to invest is now, today. Alvin asked, would you ever consider going back to pharmacy in the future? No, I don't anticipate going back to pharmacy at all in the future, but who knows? Things happen. Like, I guarantee, like, if I don't consider that an option, because honestly, I was actually watching, I'm not a huge fan of her, by the way, but I was watching Vanessa Lau's video on her leaving corporate, and she's like, I left my corporate job. I only saw bits and pieces, so I might be butchering it, but she has a video about leaving her corporate job after 2 years, right? And she talks about how she'd rather take a Starbucks job and work on her dream rather than go back to a soul-sucking corporate job. And yeah, it might sound like first world problems, but at the end of the day, we only have one life, right? People can tell you, oh, that's stupid. Why would you do that? Blah, blah, blah. But honestly, we have one life, and no one can really tell you how to live as long as it's not affecting their lives, right? And so for me, I have a very similar mindset where I'm so close to figuring this out, like to really scaling this year. And I think the major gap for me too was execution. So that's why if you guys see on my YouTube, I'm doing these deep focus sessions, not to rack up views because they don't get any views or anything like that, but it's actually to hold myself accountable and to provide a resource for other people who are like me, who need to get their shit done, right? Especially in business. You can be, I forgot who said this. Cal Newport actually said this. You could be like, and I'm paraphrasing, you could be the best in the world, or the most skilled in the world, but if you don't execute, shit, I'm butchering this. Maybe I can find it. Cal Newport, deep work quote. Let me see this. Let me see this. If you don't produce, you won't thrive, no matter how skilled or talented you are. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a very important quote, as like very, very important quote that I always think about more recently as well. Somebody asked, did you hear Mr. Beast got caught cheating? No, I did not hear about that. I don't really follow Mr. Beast, but whatever, guys. Like, dude, these YouTube people are people too, guys. Don't get caught up in all the distraction in the world, to be honest with y'all. Best school is the best school, is the school Hard Knocks. That's right. I think experience is actually the best teacher. You can read all these books, take any of these courses. That's why, like, I feel like sometimes as much as I love courses and I promote courses a lot, the biggest reason why people don't get results out of courses is because they don't implement or they don't execute, right? It's easy to consume. It's so easy to consume. Like, I'm in this YouTube course right now, and I think there was 260 people on the first day. Right now, there's only 150 people that show up to the lectures, right? Even less on these one-on-one calls that I have with, or these group coaching calls with Ali as well, right? Same with, like, you just see people just drop off, and it's just like, that's a problem with online training sometimes, is that people don't put in the reps, they don't get that experience. And then you end up like me, where you just know a lot and then don't execute, which I'm changing now, and I'm being very, very intentional about that. But if I were to go back in time and really execute and focus on execution, which is the corniest shit in the world, because you always hear that, things would be probably a lot different as well, right? So that's the thing. Like, school always teaches you that you need to know everything. You need to be prepared. And to a point, you do need to be prepared enough. But honestly, execution, you'll learn more through your mistakes. You'll learn through the hard knocks as well, right? Through applied knowledge. I think that's the best thing. There's a reason why, you could be Rokai with pharmacy, right? In pharmacy school. But when you go out into real world, you struggle because that's not exactly real life. You need to get your reps in for real life as well. And for those 14 people, make sure to smash the like button. Shameless plug. Let's see. Double O says, true. What type of pharmacist actually makes the medicine? Are you referring to compounding pharmacy, where they compound medications? Holy shit. Sorry, I lagged. Are you referring to... Let me close a few things. I'm going to disconnect this. Cool. This should probably speed things up, by the way. So, yeah. So, most likely you're referring to compounding, where people make dosage forms and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, no one really makes the medicine. It's kind of more of these drug companies as well. But you don't see people pouring chemicals in the fucking back and doing all that sort of shit. Verified says compounding. Yes, you're right. Destiny Lord says, yo, what's up, bro? I don't think I've been here in like 2 years. How's life going for you during this pandemic? Honestly, life has really taken a turn for me, honestly. I feel like, like I've been making a lot of progress within the last 2 months. But there's also another part where I feel like my life is kind of falling apart. I was like I literally have a video coming out about a breakup I'm in the middle of at the moment. Yeah, I'll talk more about that later. But there's that aspect. I lost one of my major clients, like back in October. And I just decided to double down on everything that I have at the moment. And that's been a very scary experience for me. But it's also been where I've been making the most progress on the back end as well. So, yeah, like I'm starting to see all the moving parts come together into fruition. And I'm going to be launching my coaching program to the public very soon. And I'm getting more speaking gigs, which is really cool. And I also have one client, which I'm performance based on as well. I'm not doing the actual sales on it just because I'm building out all my assets at the moment. But yeah, it's just really, really, really cool. And I'm enjoying it a lot as well. So yeah, smash the ravishing like button. That's right. Michael Unger asked, does the school you go to matter for pharmacy, or do you just choose the cheapest to get the degree? Honestly, for me, you gotta ask what your end goal is, right? I'm sure if you go to a better university, you probably have a higher chance of getting into a residency or something. At the end of the day, I mean, I'm a believer that everything is not self-made, but it's very dependent on you. So whatever opportunities are based off yourself and how well you build these relationships and network, honestly. So in my opinion, no, but you just want to make sure your school is still accredited by the time you get out. So that's the most important thing as well. Go cheapest says verified. You went to UC yo, I think you meant UCSF and best RPH and worst RP and laziest get paid the same. Yeah, that's true. I mean, it's the end result, right? Yeah, and I don't think, like, honestly, especially with pharmacy so saturated, I don't really think it matters as much as well. The whole Vanessa Lau story with leaving her job just seems like another person's young woes of not finding fulfilling work. It's a first world problem. Yeah, it absolutely is. But here's the thing too. Just because something's a first world problem doesn't mean it's not a problem as well. It doesn't take away from that pain from that person's experience, right? Obviously, that's why I mentioned too is like when people ask me would I go back to pharmacy, at this point in time, I don't think I would go back to pharmacy, but it's not like I have a gun to my head and it's like life or death and I have children to feed, right? It's very different. It's all circumstantial, right? I'm pretty sure going back to a pharmacy job, as shitty as it feels like sometimes, if you have a strong enough vision, you can always make it work, and it's not the end of the world. I think one of the things that you have to be comfortable with too is taking a few steps back sometimes, right? And I know if I go back to pharmacy at this point in my life, I'm not moving toward my goals of really being able to spend time with my kids in the future, create that family that I really want, and be there for my kids and put them as a priority versus everything else. That's why it's so important for me to create these assets right now and to have more control over my lifestyle. But if I go back to pharmacy, I'm not really building that as well, right? So that's I don't know Vanessa's story, honestly, but yeah, I agree. Like it's definitely a first world problem. Verified, that's what's wrong with retail. I've seen some horrendously bad data entry verifications. All corporate cares about is volume. Well, also, yeah, volume and more so profit. Because I guarantee you, if all you're doing was filling hydrochlorothiazide all day and you had 1 billion scripts, still only comes out to like what, 10 cents profit per script or whatever. I don't know the numbers now, but like, yeah, that's right. They care about the bottom line. What popularly held belief do you fundamentally disagree with? In what area do you have a specific thing? I'm sure I'm pretty like, when it comes to my beliefs, man, I'm pretty contrarian and stuff. I try not to take things at face value, but I'm also not like one of those conspiracy people too. Like I don't fall deep into a rabbit hole. I'm just very open to things as well. So I'm not quite sure in terms of a fundamental disagreement I have. It would have to be presented in front of me and I'd be like, yeah, I probably don't believe in it. But if you have a specific like area that you want me to elaborate on, sure. Bitcoin is an investment, says Armored Ghost. Yeah. Check out Ikigai, the reason for being. It's a pretty cool Venn diagram for what you love, what you get paid for, what you're good at, and what the world needs. Actually, believe it or not, I have a lead magnet out there for the Ikigai as well. It's a very popular Japanese philosophy. I believe in it, and I actually believe like when you have a brand, it needs to follow the Ikigai as well, right? Because otherwise, like, for example, if I were to pull up Ikigai, guys, for a second, let's see, let's pull up a cool diagram of the Ikigai. I would pull up mine, but I can't find it right now. All right, so I'm pulling this up. Let's open this up in a new copy image address. Let's go here. Let's open this up. Wow, this is really, really small. Hold on. Copy image address. Come on. All right. This is going to be like really crappy quality, but hey, it'll do. So if I like go here and I show you guys this, right? this is the ikigai as well, right? So it's a mix between what you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, what you can get paid for. And it goes, I mean, if you guys want to know kind of like my pharmacy journey, so I was, for pharmacy, I got paid for it. I was pretty good at it, right? It was sometimes my passion, not a strong one, but I'll leave that out there. Definitely was not my mission to do healthcare at the time as well. And does the world need it? So yeah, but I fell into this category over here where it's comfortable but feeling of emptiness, and that's what I felt. And I think when you have that, I think it's important to realize that. Let me switch back the screens really quick. But when you have that, it's important to realize that like it's probably not sustainable. Like your career is not sustainable if it doesn't fit your ikigai as well. So just something important to keep in mind as well. But you don't have to stick to ikigai. But in my opinion, it just makes the most sense by using that framework as well of ikigai. Bitcoin is for dumb thinking that they're talking about that. It's totally not the risk for, and the amount of time it'll go up. But if you're 100% lucky, I mean, I do believe in Bitcoin and stuff, but I don't believe like. So for me, I don't throw my whole portfolio in Bitcoin. Definitely not. But I mean, I take like 5% maybe and just invest it in crypto, and that's fine for me. But there's people that go in all into it as well. There's arguments saying that's a store of value, especially with the debt, like the amount of debt we're taking. There's rising fears from what I heard, and this is not verified. And Alex, if you're still on the call, maybe you can verify this, but gold has gone up and also Bitcoin has gone up, not solely because of the trust of the American dollar, but also, I think PayPal just announced that they're doing something with cryptocurrency, or it's accepted. You can transfer over cryptocurrency or something like that. So that probably drove the prices up as well. But yeah. On the flip side, what important truth do you very few people agree with you on that pharmacy is not worth it? No. Here's something that is really common. I don't know. I can't think of anything at the moment. Like it's a very broad question, and I can't think of anything profound or anything that would probably benefit y'all at the moment as well. So yeah, there's that. Alicia Dons has, okay, so let's go through comments. Alicia Dawn has these hugging emojis. Thank you. Sup, are you back from New York? I actually was back from New York a long time ago, guys. That was an old vlog back in October, so we're there there. Kevin, when was the earliest time you remember thinking to yourself, I want to take control of my life? That's a great question, Armor Ghost. Honestly, for me, I've always been kind of searching that answer, right? Because if you guys don't know, I actually grew up in a household. My dad fought in the Vietnam War, and he was on the American side. And because my dad's American born, right? So he spent 6 years there. He came back. He came from what my uncle and other family tells me. He came back very different, right? And so we all suspected that he had PTSD. And so from an early age, I always felt like I would get yelled at. I felt like I was like always walk on eggshells. I got kicked out of house, beat, all this sort of shit, right? Like typical stuff, right? And I always felt like I never had control of my life. And even to this day, I still don't feel like I have control of my life. And there's these aspects of that where I think that's what I was always wanting to do. Like I always wanted to seek that. But one of the reasons like I kind of got more into spirituality is because my coaches said, like I would get in this possessive behavior of always wanting control over my relationships, control over my business, control over so many things. And when you seek out control, you don't take risks in life as well. And so that's what was holding me back. And that was actually one of the major decisions I made to kind of let go of all my previous clients as well. So I just started trusting in the universe, honestly, and just saying my prayers. And as corny as that sounds, everything has been kind of falling into my lap, into my hands, and I'm very, very grateful. I don't know if there's a creator or if the universe stuff is true, but I do it anyways just because it puts me in a good mood. It takes a lot of the pressure off of me, and I just accept my fate regardless of what happens, you know? And so what's the word? Hope isn't a strategy and all that, but it definitely does make us feel a lot better. And when we don't feel so stressed, we can make better decisions going forward as well. So, my whole life I've been looking for control in my life, and it's been really, really tough. Anyways, good point. Talking about control, the one thing I don't have control over is, shameless plug, I don't have control over my subscriber count. So if you want to subscribe, hit the bell and the like button. Those are two things I don't have control over. But no, seriously. I've always wanted control over my life. Hey, Kevin, just saw your video about your trip in New York. Do you mind diving into what happened with your major client? So keep in mind, this was actually October. And something in marketing. So think about it. So, all right. So my client, they were really aggressive with ads, right? With their ads, and it was working. They scaled up into, with the sales systems and processes that we implemented. We actually scaled the business from 6 figures all the way to 8 figures, man. And it was really, really crazy ride. But think about it like an ocean, right? Kind of like what's happening to Bluefin at the moment, right? Basically, there's something called market exhaustion, and it's kind of like the analogy I'll use is imagine overfishing the ocean. You're just catching nets and nets and nets of fish, and it's ridiculous, right? And there's no way that they just ran out of people to kind of sell to because they reached pretty much most of the market. I mean, to give you guys a good idea, I think my previous client was spending anywhere from 50 to 100K in ad spend every single day as well. So they were bleeding. And basically what happened was when they hit that point, they ended up, when we had no one to sell to, I mean, we pretty much were made redundant at that point, right? And that's how I lost my client. So it wasn't really my fault or my performance, but it was just, and plus the election happened too, so they're driving ad costs like crazy as well. So that's what happened. It was tough, but honestly, we kind of saw the writing on the wall. I knew about it maybe a year ago. So yeah, but I mean, things happen for a reason. Life happens for a reason. And so that was that. Armor Ghost says, do you think we'll have the great reset in relationships? I'm not quite sure what you mean by the great reset in relationships, but I will tell you guys this. I think relationships more than ever will be key going forward as well. I've noticed with my relationships, I think in this pandemic, especially when a lot of people are bleeding money, when people are deprived of relationships, because there's that thought hey, you could have better relationships out there. There's that thought hey, you know what? I can always catch up with this person or do XYZ with this person. But guess what? Ever since we were in the pandemic, we don't have that. It's been taken away. And a lot of people miss that interaction. And it's the most important thing that we have during these times. For me, I still feel very rich in terms of that. I have really great kick-ass friends. And that's why, I think right now is, some people might look at this as the doom and gloom. But, one thing that people didn't have during the 1918 pandemic and all that sort of stuff that we have today, it's not medications, it's not vaccines, it's not it's not medical technology. But the one thing we do have is the ability to create relationships on a scalable level. Like you guys are watching me right now. Probably half you guys or majority of you guys, I don't know in real life, right? Unless you message me or you contacted me, I don't know you guys in real life. But through like this video communication, we're actually able to kind of talk to each other, have conversations, share my thoughts with you guys. And that's why I'm very grateful that we live in this time where I can do that with anyone. I've been able to network with the top people in the industry because of the internet. Because before you had to be location dependent, where people had to be like, if you want to be with top entrepreneurs, you had to be in a certain area, right? But these days the playing field has leveled. So that's why when people are just like, I can't find a pharmacy job and stuff, that might be true. The market might be super saturated, but chances are it's like you're not reaching out to the right people, or you're not reaching out to enough people as well, or you're not building quality as well, right? So that's kind of like my long spiel about how I view relationships, especially in the digital age. We have so many tools. I send so many videos to people. That's my trick, because I think that's the ultimate way. People are still very uncomfortable shooting videos. They're not used to Zoom, but guess what? Your boys had practice, and that's why I'm able to network with so many people as well in top industries. Pharmacists looking to go into IT. Where to start? What kind of IT are you planning to do? Like pharma, like informatics or something? I'm not the expert in IT, so I wouldn't really know Detour. But if you're interested in informatics, Brian Fung, you should go follow his channel. He's my informatics guy. He also has like a free training at Pharmacy Informatics Academy or something like that. I don't know. You gotta ask Brian about that. I don't know Jack about it. Market is at all-time high. Do you expect it to keep on getting better, or should we be pulling out because it's overvalued? Are you concerned with a major fall? Also, thoughts on options. So I've had a few friends do options. Actually, a lot of friends are doing options, and this is a really great time for investing. A lot of people are investing right now, which is really great. Like my friend and I were talking yesterday about the interests about investing. It sounds like everyone's interested in investing right now. But here, Michael, I mean, just judging by your profile picture, you look very, very young at the moment. Is that right? And so if the market crashes, guys, that's good for us, honestly, right? We should all be not happy. It's really going to affect our parents and stuff, right? The older generation. That's why I make sure that I have enough for my mom to ride everything out. But honestly, when the market falls, just double down, put more money in the market. It's on a sale. Like that's how you have to think. Too many times people and that's why, like, honestly, simple strategies work best, honestly, because you don't have to overthink things, right? You're not worrying about, oh God, the market, should I do a long strategy or short strategy or anything like that? Like, it's very, very simple. And if you are just learning how to invest, keep it simple, guys. Like, but options, like a lot of my friends have made a lot of money, but also my friends have lost a lot of money too. It's kind of like day trading too, right? Where there's a lot of potential, but it's pretty risky. And think about it like this. You can like when you have a really strong foundation, you're able to take a lot more risks as well. So, but when it's everything you have, that's super, I mean, that might not be the best idea. You want to get good with the foundations as well. I really enjoy your deep work sessions more recently. I'm really glad that you enjoy the deep work sessions. I'm going to screenshot that really quick. It really helps. I noticed that the timer is kind of off. I hope that keeps on getting fixed in upcoming videos. Keep up the good work. Yeah, sorry. Sometimes okay, so this is what happens. I set the timer on my YouTube, right, on this Ecamm at the moment. And then what happens is that it doesn't go off. There's no timer. So I actually have to set it on my phone too. So sometimes I get so entrenched in my work that I forget. And that's really my fault for not keeping track of time. I really need to be doing that better. Hello. Is Taylor Welch a good program course to learn inbound closing? Or what do you recommend to start and learn this new career path, Hassan? Yeah, Hassan, I don't know anything about Inbound Closer or anything like that. I can't really make a recommendation on that program. But there are like, so I'm planning to shoot, like, I'm planning to do more content as well. So if you see a new playlist on my channel, it's called Kaizen Closing or High Ticket Sales, or I might rename it to Inbound Closing as well. But basically I'm going to be doing more content on that. Just because I've been coaching, actually doing a performance-based coaching for one of my clients as well. And it really helps me get back into the mode of beginner as well. So stay tuned for my stuff. There's a guy, his last name is Dang. Man, he creates really, really good videos. I commented on his thing, high income. And also, more importantly, I have a few book recommendations. I can't remember his name. I really want to shout him out because his content's really fire. Inbound. It's actually forcing me to step up my game. Patrick Dang. He's really good. I saw his, I don't know his skills and stuff, but his explanations are really, really good as well. So I've been following him. I also been reading, there's 3 books. I can't remember all 3 off the top of my head. I think Wolf on Wall Street, Never Split the Difference, and Gap Selling. I think those are 3 books I really love. Those are my top 3, but I have another video coming out either this week or next week. I'm going to try to shoot for this week. It depends on how fast my editor can get it out though. But yeah, I'm here to help as well, Hassan. So if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me some more questions there. Zach says, how's it going? If you guys don't know Zach, he's actually my closing partner for my major client in the past, and we actually closed a lot of deals. Me and Zach, we're pretty close friends and stuff. So yeah, hope you gotta catch up soon. Hope you're doing well. Love seeing you go in with all your offers. I miss closing deals with you, bud. Yeah, so pretty crazy, man. So we used to close deals back in the day. It was he saw the crazy roller coaster that we went on. I actually, for a long time, I just set deals. I got really good at setting deals. And then after Zach left that account, I started closing my own deals. And I was like, man, this isn't too hard, man. Like, it's pretty easy. And so, yeah, I love it, man. It's really fun stuff. But yeah, miss you too, Zach. I keep around 5% in Bitcoin and Ethereum. It'll either go 4x or 0 in 10 years. I'll treat it like a lottery that I'm willing to play. Yeah, it's like very little. I mean, like, that's the thing, right, Alex? Like, you guys don't know Alex, but I mean, he's pretty well established. He has a pretty good, solid foundation in real estate. I think you mentioned that publicly on my streams as well. But you're able to take riskier plays as you have a better foundation. And notice 5%, right? Like, I went 5% too, right? PayPal lets you convert to Bitcoin without a key. This is not truly owning it, but has potential to get more people using it. If there is a chance for it to get to 300K, I'm willing to play. Awesome. Cool. Yeah. And guess what? For those, 3 people, I think 10 people dropped off just now, but if you guys want to drop a like, I would appreciate that, y'all. Thanks for transparency. So are we going to stop the advertising and not drive further traffic to that business and let it die? Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Whoa, my camera just froze. Hold on for a second. Okay, sorry. I was going to shout out Paul Tran in a second. Let's see. Thanks for transparency. Are they going to let stop the advertising and let the traffic die? Well, what's interesting about that too is, like, these offers for high ticket sales, they have a lifespan. They're not forever. They're not infinite. They don't last forever, especially when you go super aggressive with your, some offers are evergreen, meaning they continuously grow with time. But in most cases, they max last for 2 to 3 years a lot of time if it's a good offer. But when you go to more B2B space, obviously you're dealing with more established companies who have better business acumen and they have a stronger foundation. So it could be for your lifetime at least, right? So there's that. But yeah, I don't know what that client's going to do, but honestly, I haven't been getting targeted for their ads anymore. So I don't know what's happening to them. I hold 4 to 5% in Bitcoin or Ethereum. How much does a high ticket, how much for a high ticket to meet Dr. Kev in the fresh? Yeah, guys, I don't know, man. That's my life there. Corona, bro. No. I always wanted to do like an in-person event and stuff like that too. Not like a freaking closers in black. What the fuck, dude? My everything is like dying. Hey, Paul, do you want to be on my stream, man? I'll send you a link if you want to be on the stream. Like, just let me know. I can actually phone people in and stuff. It's really cool. So I think it'd be cool to just chop it up with y'all. Right now I'm only at 2%, but we'll add on depending what happens. Made about 60K on Bitcoin this year and sold out on half. So now holding only profits in Bitcoin. That's the smart thing to do, man. To me, it's just a rabbit hole that's too difficult to. By the way, well, if you're a good citizen and you're paying your taxes, Bitcoin and all that is very tax unfriendly unless the laws have changed. I haven't been really following it since like 2000 like 18 bust or whatever. Alex Johnson says, to me, it's just a rabbit hole that's too difficult to navigate for working people. I don't know which coin is better than the other, but just get a feel and let them ride. Yeah. I'd say just like, honestly, worst case scenario, just get the main coins. Don't dive deep into altcoins and all these other coins. Like, it gets very, very confusing and it's all speculation, honestly, as well. Right. So everyone's interested in investing now. Maybe it's time to sell. Could be. Congrats, says Alex. Yeah, Bitcoin is risky. It was just an amount I didn't care about and willing to lose. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Gambling. I mean, technically, regular investing, if you're doing just index funds, I mean, it's like you're technically gambling, but you're the house, right? It's all about like all about the probability of winning. I mean, I think like, what was it? 8 out of 10 chance, like you're going to win with the S&P 500. I have it in my course that I calculate all the years that you won, but you know, it's like playing a slot machine with that win rate. So why wouldn't you? But Bitcoin, I don't know what the win rate for that is. It could go either way. And I think that's the thing. It's always about taking calculated risks. If you're looking for a guarantee, there's very little guarantees in life, you know? So yeah. Yep, it's gambling to me, not gonna lie. More convenient than Vegas, but you don't get free drinks for pulling the slot. Considering the emphasis on study and work in Chinese society, do you think it's kind of weird that China has much of a nightlife as it does? Well, there's a lot of foreigners in China too, so I don't really know. Like, honestly, I haven't been to China. I've only been to like Hong Kong and stuff. But I mean, you're not in school for the rest of your life. I mean, still, like, you still have your young adult years, right? And so I'm not surprised. And plus, you have a lot of foreigners going to China as well, doing business in China. So not surprised as well in terms of that. Do native borns and ABCs tend to mix or not? Oh, meaning like FOBs and ABCs. It depends, man. There's some ABCs that are super, super fobby. They have that fobby personality. I knew a few people like that. But in my experience, it's just very different cultures and stuff like that, like traditional Chinese and ABC culture. Yeah, and it's just very, very different. Like, I get where it's just like, and it depends like where they're from too, you know, like if they're like, if we're talking about Chinese, right, ABCs and like mainland Chinese and stuff, very, very different culture. I grew up, like, I went to school with a bunch of them. Not to say I didn't get along. I'm friendly with everyone, but I just didn't really I wasn't really good friends with them, honestly, at all. And I don't know, maybe because a lot of them excluded me because I didn't speak freaking Mandarin and shit. So whatever. Armor Ghost, yeah, since everybody's investing, I've scaled back on riskier investments, pretty much conservative right now for my investments. I'm going to hit those super hard, get hit super hard on taxes. Made so much money in the stock market, it was too easy. Good problem to have, though. That's right. Armored Ghost, the year of Paul the pharmacist. Bro, you're fucking killing it, man. That's a great problem to have. I'm just wondering how I'm wondering how the ever increasing case count is going to affect things for a US market. Who knows, man? With these like second lockdowns, not quite sure as well. I'm going to just send a text over really quick. Paul, you want to join my stream really quick? I'll send you a link. Paul Tran, if you're available. You might be working right now. So, cool. Awesome. Send it to your messenger if you want to join, my man. Yeah, but honestly, I have no idea. I don't think anybody really knows, to be honest with you. But I can guarantee one thing, like as long as we're still on lockdown, it's going to hurt like a lot of people, hurt our economy most likely. But I don't know. I really don't know. Destiny Lord says, would you ever recommend buying an online course from a business guru? I see a lot of ads on YouTube in that field. Online marketing is a pretty dope field. So I think in terms of a guru, because you guys know that I bought from a lot of these gurus, and now, so I heard this episode from Mike Kim, and I really agree with it, because everyone that I've invested in isn't a guru, right? They're like, when you're in a more intimate, if you're buying from a more intimate community, or like someone who's just starting up, maybe a few steps ahead of you, not only is their information a lot more relevant to you, but also, since they're on the come up, you can actually build relationships. So not only that actual person that is growing their course or program as well, but also you get to meet. It's a lot more intimate setting, so you get to meet a lot more people and build those relationships within the group as well. And it's that in itself is really like, that to me is invaluable, right? The thing with courses, it's not the course that sell, like the course, the program and stuff. Honestly, a lot of that stuff you can find online. It's not impossible. People learn like some way, but the thing that is you can't get from a book is the community as well, the accountability. And especially if we're talking about high ticket, like there's a level of intimacy that you just don't get. And I'm not talking about sexual intimacy, right? I'm talking about like level of support that you get that you don't get from others. But with that being said, whatever you're buying, it has to fit a particular need, right? So think about where you are right now, where you want to be, and the solution, the course, program, whatever, has to fit that and get you there. And so keep in mind, if you're buying a course with no support, nothing, right? It's filling in a knowledge gap, which is one part of the equation. But there's also, so that's the skills, but you need to fill the accountability and mentorship gap as well. Accountability being, oh, are you doing what you're supposed to be doing? And mentorship is leveraging that person's experience as well. So you need all three to make a transformation inside a program. But a lot of people don't deliver on that. Like if they do deliver, it's not the best as well. So I recommend going with someone smaller because you'll build better relationships and all that. But if there's something that you really want to do, Destiny, just feel free to reach out to me on Instagram, and I can probably recommend something that I've probably taken that would really help you out a lot. Alex Johnson says, what is ABC? Oh, ABC is just an acronym for American Born Chinese. So they're like me, like so they're like me. They are they're born in America and versus born in like China or something like that, right? Hagao says, if you mean the stock market, I don't see it mattering that much. Case count doesn't mean the death. It seems like a statistics. The media reports it deliberately to alarm people. Well, that's why also too, like I actually like don't watch the news and stuff. Funny enough, like my mom and stuff, she watches the news all the time, like the Chinese news and stuff. And honestly, like there's just so much, not fake news, guys, but it's so biased these days. It's really hard to find a really good unbiased news outlet these days. I heard my friend was telling me like, yeah, Al Jazeera is pretty good and stuff like that. But I honestly don't keep up with news for the most part because most of it is just like, whoa, my computer froze. Most of it is just like hype and stuff like that too. How do you go about tailoring your CV after you graduate from pharmacy? Are you looking for a job right off the bat? Honestly, Than, I can't remember the last time I had to do a CV, so I'm definitely not the right person to ask. But if I were in your shoes, how I approach it is hopefully you've been building up relationships with people in the positions that you want to get to, right? If not, you can always do that. Oh shit, Paul's here. Paul is here. He's in my guest room. By the way, we got Paul here. And maybe we can ask Paul this question. I'm going to add him to my right. Cool. What's up, Paul? I can't hear you for some reason. Oh, you're muted in sound levels. What's that mean? I think you got to turn on your sound, Paul. I never used this before. Well, I've never personally used it, but it's kind of cool that you're here and stuff. While you're figuring out your sound, can you hear your sound? Muted and sound levels. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Maybe it's on my end. Hold on. Sound levels. Let me see if I muted you. Maybe I muted you. Hold on. Oh, you are muted. Now I can hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Can you guys hear Paul?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Cool. Awesome, man. Well, I muted you. Sorry, my fault. What's up, my man?
Oh, not much. I just ate dinner.
Bro, you're killing it in the market right now, man.
Yeah, this year is ridiculous.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy, man. So what have you been up to? What's your channel been up to? What are you doing these days in quarantine? I mean, we talked not too long ago, but what are you up to these days, man?
Not much. I mean, I actually took a break from YouTube for, I don't know, like 3 weeks now,
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I had some videos queued up and they released on their own, but I haven't done anything. I haven't edited. I haven't done much at all.
Yeah.
Just haven't been feeling motivated, I guess.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a tough grind on YouTube, man. Like it's and we'll go back to Tian's question in a bit. But yeah, YouTube is definitely a tough grind, man. Like honestly, it's like a lot of work doing the thumbnails. It's a lot of work doing the titles. It's a lot of work editing, and you're a one-man team, so it's really easy to get overwhelmed, man.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna get my headphones in case the sound's getting all messed up.
okay, go ahead. Yep, I'm gonna. We'll wait for Paul to get back, but yeah. So like I said earlier about tailoring your CV, if you built up relationships with people that are in the position that you want, then they can probably give you advice about how to tailor your CV. But I wouldn't ask me. I'm not like a real CV person, right? Juk Singh says, Hagao, are you business partner with Joe Jitsukawa and anything? Also, you should be on JK News. Well, no, I'm not. We originally started off Refugee Hustle together, but honestly, we weren't monetizing it to the point where it was really worth his time, honestly. So he pulled out a few years ago, but it's okay. Kind of made it my own since. So yeah, there's that. We got Paul back. And if you think I should be on JK News, like hit Joe up or something and tell Joe to put your boy on JK News. Yes, a little muffled, but working on sound. Okay, and we'll save this question in a second. But hey, Paul, can you try speaking again?
Yeah, can you hear me better this time? Or
yeah, I can just hear you. Yep, perfect. Yeah, you're saying that yeah, you've been kind of taking a break from YouTube and stuff like that. Have you ever considered like outsourcing your YouTube at all?
I've thought about it, but I don't even have anything filmed that can be really edited right now.
Yeah, but if you were to just focus on just filming, do you think that would help you a lot more?
Maybe, I'm not sure. I mean, would you do what? Do you look for someone on Fiverr or something like that?
Oh, dude, I can give you some recommendations offline or something like that, and you can just try it out with them, see if it's a good fit and stuff. But honestly, I've noticed a huge difference. I think majority of my videos, unless I need to do a last minute edit, majority are done at this point by my editor. And honestly, like it's been one of the best decisions ever for myself. So I can recommend you someone if you want, if you need someone as well. But
Yeah.
I
I was
believe.
thinking of
Mhm.
sorry.
No, go
Yeah, I was
ahead.
thinking of transitioning to more of a finance type videos or possibly even starting a new channel. And that would actually help with editing wise, I think.
Mhm.
But I don't do the DIY videos anymore so much. Those are kind of hard to source out just because they're very specific on details on how
Yeah.
to build things, and whoever's editing might not understand what the heck I'm doing. So
Yeah. Yeah, especially right now. Like I know you're making some AdSense right now too. Like we don't have to publicly say your numbers. Well, you told me offline already, but I mean, based off what you're making, you could easily outsource at this point, right? And just
yeah,
purely focus on it. You know. Yeah, because your time is so important. Like we saw, like you're doing so many things. You have 10 billion jobs when new pharmacy grads can't find one. You know, like there's a lot on your plate, man. So I think it'll
yeah,
be a
I'm
game
actually
changer.
turning down a lot of shifts lately
Yeah.
because
Any
I'm just
particular
like,
any particular
hmm?
reason why?
I feel like I can probably make more money in other areas, and um, it's just like this year's just tiring.
Yeah.
This long COVID year or pandemic is just it's draining everyone.
Yeah. I
So.
can only imagine, man. Yeah. So yeah, that's crazy. By the way, I've been actually taking Aaliyah. Do you follow Aaliyah Adal at all?
No.
No. Well, he's this medical doctor who blew up on YouTube and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty freaking crazy. Like I've been taking his course, and he has this course called part time. Part I was gonna say part time MBA, part time YouTube Academy and stuff. It's been a game changer, man. Like I've honestly found out so much. Like I've been learning so much about processes, all that sort of stuff. So like earlier this week, I shot about 6 videos. I'm about to sign them all to my editor and stuff too. So it's gonna be really cool. It's going to be like a streamlined process. Like I feel like I should have learned all this like way before. I didn't emphasize it enough, but it really helped me out a lot. But one of the time savers too. So I'll share this with you, Paul. So you know how we like put text on our thumbnails and stuff like that?
Yeah.
You know that sometimes like hurts our click through rate and stuff. According to data, like in most cases, having a image of just us, no text, actually performs better. And I actually tried it on this stream too. If you notice, like I had about 30 people at one point, like on my stream too, because I changed it. I was testing it out earlier on the stream as well. I just took a picture of me and myself and no other text. So
Weird.
yeah,
I thought text did better at least for a while then. Maybe people are just not liking it as much.
probably changed, and it's probably going to shift back and forth, but that's what the numbers are saying. And yeah, I'm just leveraging, like I could A B test by myself with like TubeBuddy, but honestly, is it really worth that $50 per month for me? Not really. I don't really use any of the other functions, and I'd rather just leverage somebody else's channel who can give me that data rather than me pay for that data as well for my own personalized
I
data.
see.
So yeah. So might save you time there. Now that you don't need text, you're a really good photographer, right? So
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. I'm not really sure what I want to do actually.
man, see, I mean, yeah, we all go through it too, man. But we have this really cool pharmacy question I think you can answer, Paul. What's your opinion on going on pharmacy graduate going back to med school? Why? Because I never knew the options as a medical doctor or as over a pharmacist. Would you ever, personally, like, would you, do you have an opinion on this, or would you ever consider this yourself?
For me, I would not go into the medical field after doing pharmacy, just because I have a more practical, logical thought process about things. Uh, given my age, I'm 34. So if I want to go back to medical school, that's an additional 4 years plus 3 years of residency. So that'll put me at what, 31?
Mm-hmm.
And and then I wouldn't go into debt, but that's 7 years of no income, so that
Paul,
would put me behind by, I don't know, like probably 3-4 million, that 7 years,
but
you know?
Paul, it's your passion, bro.
Yeah, I'm not passionate about becoming
Losing
a
money.
doctor. No.
About I was gonna say I'm not passionate about losing money like that, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like honestly, it depends. I mean, it depends. Like it depends too, because like we're at the end, we finished pharmacy school, and like it really doesn't make sense the numbers wise. I mean, I've known like obviously there are people that have done it, but unless you're like really, really, really you're okay with the debt and you really, really want to do it, and it's not just for the money because that's a horrible RO, like that's a horrible
Yeah.
investment at that point. Like, go for
Yeah.
it,
Yeah.
you know. But I think it would
This-
make even more sense if you wanted to like just to do PA instead, as well. You could just
Yeah,
apply to
that would
PA
make
school.
more sense.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually have a video scripted out for that. I was supposed to do that, but I don't know. It's kind of like, dude, I don't really feel like talking about pharmacy topics anymore. I'm just banging out these last ones, and it's done as well.
Yeah. So
Um,
what's on your timeline? What are you up to?
Me? So I'm building out all my backend funnels, my marketing funnels. I shared with you that I'm actually in the middle of. I finished up my investing course. I launched a personal finance bootcamp, which I need to incorporate and market out to my audience. So and then I'm going to drive traffic through my investing channel. I'm actually going to test like, so what I also learned too is that like also single channels perform a lot better than multi channels too. So that's something that I learned as well, in terms of that, because YouTube will
Well, you
automatically categorize your content as well and set it to the right audience as well who is interested in certain things. So it's better to have one channel
so
versus multiple.
so are you? Oh, you mean multiple topics in one channel, or separating to multiple channels?
Yeah, if you're talking about multiple pillars, like if you're for you, if you're talking about pharmacy, investing, or DIY, it's better to all have it on one channel versus multiple. But then also like because they're saying the logistical issues that you're gonna run into with multiple channels, it makes things a lot more complicated, and plus you can build momentum faster that way. But that's what they're saying as well. In most cases, there are a few other cases where it might make sense breaking up a channel, but I don't know. I'm going to test the data. I mean, I already have my investing channel set up, so and I have momentum on it, so I want to. I'm probably going to test it out. I have a YouTube Shorts coming out tomorrow, I believe, that I planned out. So yeah, we'll see how it performs. I'm going to upload at the same time, do everything the same as well, and we'll go from there.
So would you recommend then for me, if I wanted to kind of transition to more finance, personal finance, I shouldn't create a new channel. I should just transition in my current pharmacist channel to that.
I would say make it a additional pillar and try that out
Oh,
first.
okay.
Additional topic if you still want to talk about pharmacy. That is, if you really want to. But let's say if hypothetically, if you were to do both, like it'd probably be better to do both. Because I mean, there's an intersection too. Like at the end of the day, you want people to follow you for you, not just like that one topic as well, right?
Yeah, because I'm worried if I include pharmacy in it, I'm gonna lose a lot of the general public that don't want to hear about pharmacy.
Yeah. But that's okay. That's okay. Like because guess what will happen? Well, guess what will happen? YouTube won't filter like because it categorizes your content, the AI, right? And so it'll only get delivered. Have you ever noticed there's such wide discrepancy of your views when you talk about different topics, right?
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
because the algorithm isn't pushing it out, right? But how for some reason when I mentioned pharmacy, like I get a lot of views and stuff like that, right? To my
Mm.
subscriber base. So I've noticed it on my recent videos because I've been talking more about digital marketing, and it's like I gotta start over again, but it's okay, because I just need to build up that authority with those search terms and tags as well, right?
Oh, I see.
Also,
Yeah.
tags don't
'Cause-
matter apparently too. So,
Okay.
so that'll save you some time.
What is it? So I noticed like the videos that do well on my channel are the ones that don't do pharmacy. The pharmacies, there's no jobs, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when I talk to and interview people about different fields of pharmacy, those do terrible. So
Yeah, because they're not search friendly, honestly.
yeah,
It's not super search friendly, but that's more of a, I think through that strategy you're just building more authority, I think those will rank over time. Those aren't quick wins and stuff like that. But I don't know, man. I mean, I don't want to be that guy. I don't know about you, but I don't want to be that guy that says don't do pharmacy edition number 5, right? 5 years later. I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to talk about that shit. Honestly, I think we beat a dead horse at this point. When it came out, it was pretty crazy, and people were like, oh my god, you're a fucking liar, or oh my god, Kevin, you're telling the truth. And you probably went through the same thing too, man. So
yeah.
yeah.
Well, I mean, we're just giving out, the facts, the data, and then we're offering, our opinion on what they can do to position themselves. So I don't see anything wrong with that.
No,
So.
but I'm going to post out my LinkedIn later and see how that performs.
I mean, today I got a text from a tech that sent me a job posting for a pharmacist. They're offering $21 an hour.
Wait, what? For a pharmacist?
Ridiculous. Yeah, it's on Indeed.
And where's this location? Is it in your state right now?
Let me see. Let me pull it up. Let me see.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was LA or OC or New York or something like that. Really saturated.
Okay, sorry. It was 21 to 32 an hour. See,
dude,
let me see here.
That's trash.
Can you see this?
Yeah, I can't move it. Maryland? Does it say Maryland? MD?
MO.
MO. What's MO? Is that Missouri? That's Missouri, right? I think if that's right. That's crazy.
Let's Google it.
Man, okay. That's
Geography. Crazy. Yeah, Missouri.
That's crazy. That's trash, bro.
21 to 32 an hour. I don't know about that.
That's freaking trash. Oh my god. That's definitely the lowest number I've seen so far. I mean, I looked at ZipRecruiter and stuff, some of the numbers, because I have a video on talking about. This is actually a good segue. I actually ripped one of your videos as well and wanted to do an updated topic as well on pharmacy back when I was doing pharmacy topics. And I have a video on how much do pharmacists get paid and stuff. And I have 4 different ways you can figure that out. So that should be coming out later this week or something like that. But yeah, apparently a lot of the job boards haven't updated that. I definitely have not seen $21 or $32 per hour, but it's headed that way. Fuck.
Yeah. Man. Seems like it for the retail side.
Yeah. Kind of curious too, speaking about this, unknown pacifista says envious/toxic people. How do you deal with them? Do you ever deal with that in YouTube world or anything like that?
Oh yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people that are always hating on, anything you do, right? So
Yeah.
I try to ignore the comments, and honestly, I try not to read my comments anymore because it puts me in a bad mood. So I avoid it, and I try to think of it kind of like whatever, if you have enough time to comment on other people's work and videos and comment negatively without anything good to say, your life must suck. So
I don't even take it that far, man. I'm just dude, is this an asshole type of comment? Do I feel like this is an asshole type of comment? Are they really trying to help or something like that? And if I feel like it's an asshole comment, fuck it, block them, delete the comment, done. They're out of my life. I don't have to deal with them again unless they create another fucking YouTube channel. But whatever, if they have the time to do that, I'll do the same thing. And it's kind of you know what? I believe in freedom of speech, but dude, I I just don't want assholes on my platform, you know. That's the only thing, right? Where they personally attack me, but more importantly, if they personally attack my guests and shit, no, I'm not gonna take that shit, dude. Fuck you, you know.
Well, so what happened to Bob?
Bob, oh, I blocked him, dude. I was like, dude,
Yeah,
this guy's
well,
so fucking negative and shit, and he was like,
is he
yeah,
back
like,
with a different account?
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know. He was just saying the same crap over again, like, "Oh, pharmacy sucks, pharmacy sucks." We all know that. And then he insulted like all of us. And I was just like, you know what? Fuck you. I'm done. You know, like I just don't want to deal with this stuff. It puts me in a bad mood, and just on to next. And I think after Bob actually took a harder stance on like trolls and all that sort of stuff, I just try. I try not to give it any thought and just block and move on. You know, because like especially in the work I do, I can't get caught up with that negative shit. Like I go back on I like if I'm ever bothered by it, because the truth is I get bothered by it sometimes, right? I just like go back, I meditate for a little bit, I think about the things I'm grateful for the people I'm grateful for, and I go back to, I have a folder full of my thank you screenshots too. I go through that. I'm like, okay, I'm doing good work, man, and that's what I need to focus on. Like for the people that don't find it valuable, don't freaking follow the content. No one's putting a gun to your head. You're like, it's self-inflicted,
Yeah.
right? You don't like the content, it's self-inflicted, right? Not my problem, you know? So
That's
yeah,
true. That's true.
man.
See what people are saying.
Destiny Lord says, thoughts on a whole great reset. The economy seems to be crashing. I wonder if this pandemic will lead to a full economic collapse, not just the stock market going down. Do you believe that? Yeah. How do you believe that we're gonna enter like a huge recession after this whole thing? Like, what's your thoughts on the market and all that as well?
Man, that is tough.
Yeah.
Because I did not predict we would rebound so fast from March.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I guess that stimulus money and the government just backing up everything, it
Mm-hmm.
just changed everything. So I'm guessing the next stimulus package is going to do the same thing, kind of hold it up for a while. But I don't know what's going to happen after that. A lot
Man,
of people lost their jobs. So
it's really like it's really tough for a lot of people, and it's kind of like, honestly, in this case it's really not their fault either. And I feel like, man, we just don't have a good solution for a lot of these people who are falling behind on payments and all that sort of stuff too. And I think hypothetically it could lead to another collapse, or
yeah,
lead to a really deep recession. As I was gonna say depression, recession as well, you know. So yeah.
yeah. I mean, what is it? This is what Andrew Yang talked about before the pandemic, right?
Yeah, Yang Gang, right?
Yang Yang.
um, Philip says, "Hi, I'm failing college. Don't know how to tell my parents, and my mom asked for my grades, and I'm failing. I don't know what to say." I wonder how old Philip is at the moment. But how would you break it? How would you break it down to your parents if you were that 17 or I don't know 18, 19-year-old Paul Tran?
Well, when I was a freshman, the first year in college, undergrad, I partied a lot, and I actually
What?
failed a
You
couple
partied?
courses.
No freaking way. I
Yeah,
can't believe
yeah.
that. No way.
So the first semester, I failed chemistry, and I think I failed one of my math classes.
Mhm.
But it was kind of a wake up call to me. And then the following semester, I basically got a 4.0 and everything.
Wow.
So yeah, so
Yeah.
I didn't have to tell my parents because I did something about it. But
It,
that one's tough because I don't know if you want to. I don't recommend hiding it, especially if you're going to get kicked out of school.
yeah.
Because what is it? You have to fail twice or something, or before you get kicked out or something like that.
Yeah, I think even like honestly, like I was a lot like you. I partied like 1 year because I was just so deprived of social interaction, like especially during college because I went to engineering school. It's like all dudes. And I was like, fuck this, you know. So I went out a lot. I failed my or I remember organic chemistry. I failed how many times I failed? Maybe not once, but maybe twice, I think. Maybe once. I think it was only once actually. But yeah, I failed like that class, and I think I failed another class I didn't do too well. But anyways, yeah, that sucked. And honestly, it really sucked. Oh, I actually ended up on academic warning that term or semester as well. So, but I think like if you're breaking it down to your parents, just level with them, just have that open and honest conversation. Just be like, hey, listen, I'm not proud of this, but this is a situation right now I think you need to know. And if they freak out, it's just like, mom, dad, I mean, what's done is done. I'm trying my best. Do you have any solutions? Right? Do you have any suggestions? Do you have any solutions? How can we being proactive about the problem as well? I think that's open and honest. And if they're being an asshole to you, just be like, mom, dad, you're making it really hard for me to ever want to share anything like this to you ever again. Right? If you're not going to help, then what's the point of me bringing this up? I want to have an open and honest relationship, or open and honest communication with you as well. And I want to be as transparent as possible. Do you have any suggestions,
Yeah.
mom and dad? Right? Like stuff like
Yeah, I feel like
Dick.
most parents would love that their children are asking for help. That's what they're there for, right? So
Yeah.
I think that's if you're asking from a help standpoint, they should be understanding.
Yeah, I think sometimes, like, especially if you're younger, we throw too much responsibility on thinking that we need the solution. But sometimes, like, in relationships, like, our most even, I mean, I don't take my relationship advice, guys. I'm still single at like 32 and shit. Paul, you're married, right? So maybe you can agree, but like, if you have any major decisions in your life, I'm pretty sure you talk it over to the wife, or even on a lesser scale, like if you're in a serious relationship, you usually talk it over with your partner, right? And just come up with a solution together, right? So I think that's important. Anyways, let's try to see the other comments. Somebody says go back community college, try out sales. Armagos has really great advice. Just come out clean, be honest what you want to do in life. Maybe school isn't the answer right now. Try something first. There's no sense in wasting time and money if college doesn't seem like it's the right thing for you. Let's see. Let's look at the other things. Medical lab scientists are 50, 70 per diem. Nurses are 75. Oh yeah, so Armor Ghost commented on our conversation earlier. Freedom of speech doesn't mean you get to make people listen to you as well. So, okay, we got Eunice as well. Pharmacist here, trying to pivot my career. Healthcare. Oh, and she's trying to go into healthcare copywriting, e-commerce. Whoa, that's very different. Healthcare copywriting, e-commerce, emphasis on skincare, cosmeceuticals, still working in progress every day. Do you ever think about switching careers yourself, Paul?
Mm, Maybe just more entrepreneurship, just continue that route, building the side hustles up.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'll ever leave pharmacy. I'm probably at the very minimum per diem,
Yeah.
like 1 day, 2 days a week.
Yeah. Props to you, man. I can't do that. I feel like I'm selling my soul out, man. Every single day. I don't think I can do that. It's not like I'm not willing to put in the work, but I know that it's kind of like compound interest, right? Like time. And I think
Yeah.
about the amount of focus I have in as well. And I tried doing both. I was moving at a snail's pace, and I think about how many skills I've kind of picked up over the last 2 years. Like, I think it's super, like, I think I've made a lot of progress in terms of even the way I speak and the way I close deals and the way I understand marketing is just on a whole different level as well. So, yeah, I guess like, I mean, I guess I can speak on this too in terms of pivoting your career. I think one of the smartest things you can do is, rather than starting something yourself off the bat, especially if you're already a pharmacist, is try to find something where you can learn on the job. So maybe there's a really great e-commerce brand that you want to work for, or there's a great startup skincare brand too. They're basically taking all the risks. You're learning the ins and outs of the business, which you can apply. It's a lot longer, but you don't have to take as much risk up front, and then you can figure out, hey, is this something I want to do? Because I guarantee healthcare copywriting is very different than skincare and cosmeceuticals as well. So that's my advice. Any other input that you have on that as well, Paul?
No, she looks like she's has a plan, and I think it's a good plan.
I was like, it looks like she got a Instagram filter too. You know, it's pretty funny, man. I
Yeah.
actually secured a domain today. I had a really great idea that I'm going to probably execute within the next month or so. Maybe I'll tell you offline. I don't want people actually to know right now. I gotta still build out everything as well. But
Okay.
I have a really good idea for a lot of pharmacy entrepreneurial type of people as well. So yeah. More important question: did you eat the fat that came with the prime rib on Thanksgiving? Do you eat prime rib, Paul?
Yeah, but we didn't have any for Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I
Yeah.
absolutely did. Keto life. Actually, I'm not on keto right now, but yeah. Armor Ghost says I didn't waste. Hey, kind of curious too for you, Paul. Like, how was your Thanksgiving? What did you do? What did you and your family do?
So normally I host Thanksgiving and we have like 30 plus people over. But
Sure.
this year no one came over. Everything got canceled. Uh, we just had ate food.
Damn.
Not too much.
Do you do the traditional like American type of Thanksgiving, or do you do like the Asian one where people do hot pot and all that? What do you typically do?
Typically I fry turkeys,
Oh
and we do
shit.
have the
Nice.
yeah we have the traditional Thanksgiving food, and then people would bring in Vietnamese food or other dishes. It's kind of a mix, but we have all the traditional Thanksgiving food as well.
Oh wow. Ballin', bro. That's what YouTube life pays for, right? You can have both.
What did you do this year or normally do?
Normally for me, well, I'll tell you what I did this year. I actually spent it back home with my family.
Oh,
And
okay.
it's really sad. I can't remember the last time I actually had Thanksgiving with my family. Like maybe
Oh,
it's
okay.
2013, honestly. Like
Dang.
when I left Massachusetts, I don't think I ever. Maybe there was a time I came back, but I can't remember at least the time I came back and spent it with my family as well. So this was the first year in a long time, and it was nice. My brother cooked dinner, and he's really good at making food and stuff. And I just kicked it with the family. It was really nice. We had traditional like family. We had traditional dinner as well. But yeah. But normally my Thanksgivings are very uneventful. I honestly just spend it by myself, and I don't really do jack shit. And I just work, dude. Sad enough to say, I just work all the time, man. So yeah. Um, Somebody is asking, Armor Ghost is saying, high ticket beauty products. You could actually, you know what? If you really want to sell beauty products, you could do copywriting, affiliate marketing, and you could like easily do reviews on YouTube and stuff. And if you don't want to do paid traffic, you could easily do reviews on YouTube and rank for those and start generating income from that. So it's pretty crazy. Paul, what's your everyday beverage? Says Armor Ghost.
Uh, so every morning I have a glass of water and black tea,
Black
and
tea.
then yeah, black tea. No sweetener, nothing,
Yeah.
just straight black tea. And then I have like one or two green teas throughout the day. No sugar.
Yeah. That's the life. Do you ever used to drink
Not
coffee?
Yes, I used to drink coffee a lot throughout college, and then when I went to Japan for the first time, I didn't see a lot of coffee around. It was tea everywhere, so then I converted to tea.
Matcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, I started drinking. So I quit like all caffeine like back in May and stuff. I haven't really gone back to coffee since. But my trainer told me that I need to drink some green tea and stuff to lose this quarantine weight. So that's what I've been doing. I've been drinking like 8 bags of freaking green tea every single day. Like it's crazy. Yeah. And I drink like 2 gallons of water and stuff like that. That's what he told me. So I was like, you're the coach, man. I'm just going to listen to you. I'm not going to fight you on anything, man. And so, yeah, that's what I've been doing and stuff. And I drink mostly water, man. Although,
Do you feel better?
Yeah, I do. I feel a lot better. I don't have to nap as much or anything. And the clean diet helps. I don't have to sleep as much. I don't have to nap or anything like that. Although, I will tell you this. Dude, there's nothing like a cold Zevia. Have you ever had Zevia before?
Zevia?
It's like stevia-based. It's stevia-based soda, and it has like 0 calories, zero. It's like yeah, it's stevia based, so it's not artificial like sweeteners or anything like that. But dude, a nice cold stevia sometimes when I want something bubbly, that's what I mess with, man. That's my yeah.
That's your go-to.
Yeah. Somebody asks, is public health service a good option for a pharmacy major? I didn't even know that there was a. Are you confusing with like pharmacy, like public health service, like officer? That's a career. So I don't know. Michael Akon, we don't know. Eunice says that'd be a great option. Kevin always be working out. Refugee hustle. Actually, more recently, I've been working out too. Like, honestly, it's been. How are you staying fit too in quarantine or anything like that? Like, how are you? Like, what's your exercise routine?
No, I haven't exercised much since probably like 2017, but the last month I've been gradually doing a little bit more.
Yeah.
If you can see, this is actually my gym in my house. I put the mirrors up.
Yeah, so you can look at yourself while you're lifting. Vanity mirror.
Actually, it wasn't for me. My wife wanted it, but I was like, okay.
So
I
she
put them up.
Yeah. That's awesome, man. So
because everyone like now needs like a home gym, right? So.
Yeah. Well, actually, in the state that I'm in, I go to a public gym as well, so I don't really need to do any of that. Yeah. So I've missed jujitsu, man. That's like the number one thing. But since gyms are closed in California, yeah, I just don't have that. But in Massachusetts, where I'm at right now, I go to a commercial gym. I do like yin yoga exercise by Ramwad. It's been a game changer for me for mobility, and I go on walks a lot, like to malls. I'll literally take one of these books and stuff that you see in the corner and stuff, and I'll do laps around the mall. But that's all I do at the moment. So that's what my coach said. So I'm just trusting him at the moment. But yeah, that's my thing. AZ says booty products. Eunice says, no Instagram filter, Kevin. We made flower crowns that day. That's so funny. Thanks for your advice, guys. Yeah, Eunice, if you need more help, specifically, just let me know as well. Damn, 2 gallons of water, says Tommy Trent. I think Tommy, I'm not sure if I checked out your channel, but I think you're hella buff from what I remember. I could be wrong. But yeah, I mean, he told me to drink 2 gallons of water. Honestly, is there science behind that? I don't think so, but fuck it. You know, he's my trainer. He knows better than me. He's a world-class powerlifter and trains like MMA fighters and shit. So I don't know jack shit, man.
Maybe the water will make you feel full and you'll eat less.
Maybe, but I mean, I'm on macros too, so it's just like I eat the same thing no matter what, how much water I'm drinking anyways. But I don't know. It helps me like at least like with the energy and stuff too, you know. AZ is laughing at me. Y'all drinking 9 green teas a day. Do coffee and green tea. Upgrade. No, bro. Like, did you ever get addicted to coffee at all? Paul?
Yeah, I mean, when I was in Japan, I would get the caffeine headaches, and
oh shit.
yeah, and so I was like, dang, what the heck? I can't. Why is it tea everywhere, and it's hard to find coffee?
Yeah.
But it lasted a couple days, and then it went away. So.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, dude, when I quit caffeine, that shit was serious, dude. I was dying. I was like, frick. Like, first 3 days was so hard because I got to a point where I was drinking so much coffee and I was getting anxiety. I didn't realize I was giving myself anxiety, honestly, with all caffeine. I was like, this isn't normal for me. Like, I feel so jittery, and I don't know why. And I looked at the bottle of cold brew, and the concentrate. I finished one whole bottle like in one day. I was like, I gotta quit. And so then, yeah, I was having trouble. Like I had trouble, but after those 3 days, it was pretty much smooth sailing. Maybe there was 1 or 2 days that was pretty tough, you know. So what kind of exercises do you do? Armor Ghost is saying that you're doing body self exercises. I read booty.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Let's see. How was NYC?
Yeah, everybody thinks I'm in NYC right now, man. So funny. Because I just uploaded a vlog about me being in New York. But that was like a month or two ago as well. So yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Do you have work today, by the way?
No.
Really? Okay.
No. This is my off week.
Yeah. Cool. Somebody was asking me what is it like losing my major client. I talked a little bit about it, but yeah, if you go back a little bit, you can see that part. But basically, I mean, the analogy I gave earlier was that losing a client was really tough. It sucked because I was bleeding money, honestly, a lot of money, because that was my main source of income. But you know, hey, you live and learn. I learned a lot off that, and it forced me to just double down on everything I had right now. So, yeah, that's kind of what's happening. AZ says I'm 100% addicted to coffee, and I love it. No shame. I ain't doing 9 green teas, lol. Yeah. Cool. What kind of workouts does your wife do? Is she doing like mostly YouTube workouts and stuff like that, or
Yeah.
That's
she just follows YouTube stuff. I don't know what she's watching, but yeah, I just know it's on YouTube.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. All right, it's an hour 40 minutes and we still got 21 people here. Holy shit, that is crazy, man. I'm telling you, man. This is like one of the higher turnouts. Yeah.
Oh, anyone else have questions?
Yeah. Does anybody have questions? Like, it's cool to ask me questions, but since we have Paul here, let's try to focus some of these questions with like that Paul can answer, because I could talk about my experience, but I don't want Paul just sitting here listening to me like talk about my crap, you know?
No, I don't mind. I don't mind watching.
So funny. Have you talked to Brian, by the way, at all?
Not recently. Since the last time I really talked to him was probably the interview, so it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while since I spoke to him. Do you talk to Mimi as well, or do you know Mimi? I forgot.
I briefly had a chat with like you guys with her, but I don't know her. No, I haven't spoken to her by myself either, like one-on-one.
That's crazy. Awesome. Yeah.
She's almost done with school, right?
I believe so. She's finished up her last year. She's on the rotations, but it's crazy, man. I knew her since like when she was applying to pharmacy school, when she got accepted into pharmacy school, going through pharmacy school, and now like she's going to be a pharmacist pretty soon. So it's really crazy. That's the crazy part about YouTube, man. Like, dude, I used to watch you. Okay, so let's put this in perspective. I used to watch you back in the day, like when you first did pharmacy videos. I became a pharmacist, and I started up my own pharmacy, my pharmacy YouTube channel, and it's pretty crazy. Now we're talking now, man. So it's crazy.
Yeah, and I can't believe I'm approaching 9 years now as a pharmacist. That's just ridiculous. It's almost 10 years.
Bro, that's 3 accelerated programs, man. The amount of like classes you've gone through, like through 3 graduating classes already. That should make you feel old, right?
I can't believe I've worked longer now than my college career. It's weird. I felt like college was so long and dragged out.
Really? That's so funny.
Yeah.
I guess
I do miss those days though.
Really? Like, what do you miss about them? Being broke, or no responsibility, or?
No, it's just the like less responsibility and like I don't know, I was going into class, and then after class going to the gym, having
Routine.
lunch with my classmates, and then we just go study. And then that's the routine every day.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I definitely don't miss the studying part. And it's like
no,
all for
I don't miss that.
honestly, it's like, what is that all for at the end of the day? It's like we forget half the shit. I mean, yeah, sure, if we ever need it, we can recall quite quickly. But is that the primary reason why we have to learn all this crap, like that we're not even gonna use in the real world? I don't know. I'm speaking from retail, so I don't know, but it just
Well,
seems
it's
kind of
true
weird,
though.
you know?
Even in the hospital setting, I don't use like majority of the information I learned in school. It's
Yeah,
it's mainly stuff I picked up while working that I learned.
yeah,
So
yeah. Experience is really king in this case, you know. And it's just like, man, I I think like during this pandemic, I'm gonna go out on a limb here, but I think a lot of people are realizing that school is kind of bullshit, dude. Like I think,
yeah, yeah.
I think a lot of people realize that, like coming out of everything as well. If we're all doing online training and stuff, like, what's the fucking point of that? You know, it kind and honestly, I think people are just kind of sick of the traditional thing. You're paying so much money for overvalued information that you're not going to use, and it doesn't really help you get a job unless you're in a specific career and it's required legally by the government, right? Like a licensed profession like pharmacy or being a lawyer or something like that as well, right? So
Yeah. To me, it's like the only positives I really see is the social aspect
mm-hmm.
and the networking that you can achieve easily through going to college. But you could do that without college. It's just going to be a little tougher.
Yeah, exactly, right. I like that's the thing. Like when people ask me earlier, I got the question like, does it matter which pharmacy school do you go to? I really don't think it matters, to be honest with you, right? Like I think at the end of the day, it's very independent on the individual rather than the school. The school doesn't make you. No one cares that you went to a certain school. You know, who like does anybody has anybody asked you in all the interviews? You've done way more interviews than me, but does anybody ask you, "Hey, Paul, what school did you go to?" and stuff like that? Ever?
Mm, not specifically because it's on my resume already,
Yeah.
but I do notice when you say you're from like the number one pharmacy school, people do kind of like go, whoa, they do recognize it a little
Mm.
bit.
Mm.
Um, I guess at this point, I don't think it matters too much as long as you have those strong relationships and network.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it might help a little bit when you're applying for residencies, maybe just a little bit.
Mm. Yeah.
So
Perhaps for
just because it's like
residency, it
kind of
might be
like
different. Yeah.
brand name,
Yeah.
just like brand name versus generic, or like
Bro.
a Ferrari versus Toyota.
Bro, I take generic. I take generic all day, bro.
Yeah, it's just that initial impression might help
Impressions.
a little bit, but if you interview well, it won't matter.
Yeah, I don't think so. So yeah.
Yeah.
What age do you want to retire from pharmacy, Paul?
Oh, well,
Now.
I don't think I don't know about ever retiring because, like I said, I would do per diem likely for until whenever I really want to quit, but I don't see myself completely quitting. So I'm hoping to do FIRE, financial independence, retire early, but I don't consider retire early as sitting and doing nothing. I consider retire early as, doing whatever I want to do. I work on projects, work on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
work on businesses, and then work 1 to 2 days a week as a pharmacist or something like that. And I'm hoping to hit this between 40 and 45 years old, but it really depends on life circumstances. Like if I have kids, I have aging parents I got to take care of. Those
Yeah.
are all things I can't control. And
Yeah.
so that's why I have such a weird, 40 to 45 range. I
Yeah.
can't control those factors.
Yeah.
So.
You could do the other fire, quit and light the fire under your ass so you can retire early.
Well,
No, just kidding.
the thing is, I think if I was single and
Yeah.
had no one to depend on
Depend
me,
on.
I probably would, you
Yeah.
know. but it's too risky for me to do that when people depend on me.
Yeah, because I know with your certain family situation at the moment, it's just, yeah, it's a lot. So that makes sense.
Yeah. So that's kind of like where I am with retirement. You know, I don't feel like I'm just gonna sit around and do nothing.
I don't think like, honestly, retirement's not all that cracked up to be. I mean, I talk to my uncle a lot. I see my mom. She's kind of retired at the moment. And
Yeah.
honestly, like, it's nice, it's relaxing, I guess, when you first start. But a lot of them are just bored. Like my uncle, he's always talking about how bored he is. I mean, they do the same routine things over and over again. If you're a creature of habit and you enjoy doing those things like all the time, there's nothing wrong with it. But I mean, for me, like I always want to be, at least what I can say at the age of 32, thinking about what I'll be like at 65 if I live that long, is I always want to be stimulated by something a little bit more, a little bit deeper as well. Like there's no way I can see myself like copywriting at like 65 or something like that, like diving deep into it or building out funnels, or if that's still relevant in 65, if the whole the Neuralink thing doesn't doesn't make me redundant or anything like that, you know? So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. You know, I would need projects and things, but I mean, I'm already doing that on the side, so I don't see it being a hard transition for me because I have so many hobbies, so many projects that
Yeah.
that I would want to work on. So it's just not enough time in the day. And like you said before, I should be hiring out on an editor, right? So
You
that makes
should.
sense.
I mean, if you can afford it, man, I would highly suggest that. Well, I mean, we'll talk about it offline and see what you need. But
Yeah.
honestly, it's been one of the best decisions, and I think it will help grow your channel a lot. It's one of the things that, so it shifts your thinking, right? Because right now you're thinking about, okay, me. Like I need a, like I like. It's very different when you're like, for me, my editor, he's from the Philippines, and I support his family and stuff, like every single month, and it forces me to hold myself a little bit more accountable as well, and just really be more proactive. It's not about like what I want to create all the time. Like yes, I can do those, but it's probably not a good use of my money to pay him on those videos, right? Like my New York video, I edited it by myself. I didn't hire my editor to edit that video. But any like high production quality videos like that pharmacy one was edited by my editor. It wasn't edited by me. Like I think Don't Do Pharmacy part 2 and our interview with Brian, those were all edited by him. For some reason my computer was lagging that day. But anyways, with that being said, it forces me to really think about what is the clear ROI for this content. If I'm going to be investing X amount of dollars every single month, or like for a certain amount of hours, I want to get the best ROI off of this. So what are the essential tasks that I do not want to do that will yield the most ROI for me? So it forces you to think that way. So yeah.
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 All right. So let's see what else people are wanting to know.
A lot of education amounts to paying $1,000 for PowerPoints to scroll by. Amen. Armor Ghost asked you about pho. What separates high ticket pho from meh pho? What do you think is a really good pho for you, man? Like what makes a good bowl of pho for you? Do you like pho? We had pho last time, right?
Yeah, I do like pho, but I don't know. Like it's definitely depends on the broth.
Definitely depends on the location. If it smells like bleach and the place is falling apart, it's probably good.
The more run down and nasty it looks.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Paul, somebody says Paul already sounds like a dad. AZ asked, "Can I be your son, bro?" That's so funny.
That is funny.
Oh man. Somebody commented, "Water, wait around to retire to ever retire." That's funny. The water movement.
What's the water movement?
No, he's making a joke. He spelled out water. Wait around to ever. It doesn't make sense, but basically he's pretty much saying waiting forever to retire.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah. So, By retirement, I meant doing things that you're passionate about rather than clocking out, clocking in daily. Do you feel like you're retired at this moment? I think we talked about this like on another podcast or something like that. Do you feel like you're retired at this moment?
I mean, I guess because I'm still able to do the things I want to do. It is an issue of time though.
Yeah.
So that's why I am scaling back on my extra jobs.
Yeah.
Um, and I might be able to actually do that a lot sooner than I expected
The
because
market.
of how well I've done in the stock market this year. And I'm doing a lot more options trading actually. I'm selling a lot of puts.
Yeah.
And I think that's a very conservative strategy. If and so far I'm easily able to make enough selling puts every month to cover my per diem compensation.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna try to see 1 year of data before I make the decision because it might just be kind of like the pandemic year and I'm
Skewed year.
getting lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just the pandemic volatility that's causing me to earn so much in selling puts.
Yeah.
And so I want a year of data before I make that decision.
Very calculated. I love it. You know, it's
Yeah.
funny. I'm not sure if you're realizing in a bull market right now, everybody's investing guru at the moment. So it's pretty funny.
Yeah, that's true.
Have you
That's why
noticed?
I'm getting a little bit scared
Scared.
because more and more people around me that never used to invest are starting to invest or asking me about Robinhood and asking me what to invest in. That scares me. And so that means it's time to be a little bit
Cautious.
conservative for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, cautious. Yeah.
Yeah. Warren
So,
Buffett quote. Insert Warren
yeah.
Buffett quote here. Yeah, you know, but it's like, man, people just want to invest in the sexy shit. But I mean, I don't know your investing history, but for me, I invested into non-sexy shit forever, right? I did mostly index funds. I was heavily aggressive into it. Like I pretty much, that's all I focused on for my first at least 100K, right? As well, right? And that's all I did. That's all I ever did. And I think there's a loss in fundamentals for some reason, right? In securing like a solid foundation before going more aggressive, right? When did you decide to do options trading, by the way, Paul? It
I
wasn't
used to
day
do
one,
it.
right?
No. I used to do it during pharmacy school. I would sell calls, so very basic.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I owned 100 shares of, I would sell a call. Then uh, after pharmacy school, I just went straight into index funds for a good 8 years.
Yeah.
Pandemic pandemic hit. I sold all my index funds. I was like, okay, I got to dump this into individual stocks while they're low.
Yeah.
And so
They pay.
that's what I did
Yeah.
and did pretty well. Um, and so now it's just selling puts and calls if I have shares of anything,
Were they in
you
your
know.
retirement account or a taxable account?
Taxable. Yeah.
Oh fuck, you're gonna get
Yeah.
hit with tons
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
capital gains, bro.
Yeah.
Oh
For
my god.
sure.
Oh my god.
No, yeah. I earn more than my pharmacy salary
Yeah,
now. So,
I would not doubt it at all whatsoever.
yeah. Yeah.
That's
So,
that's pretty crazy. Somebody asks, "Hey, if you're retired with nothing to do, just play mahjong all day." AZ says, "If you play mahjong all day, you're either homeless or an emperor." Somebody asks you a real question. What's your favorite pho in Seattle, Paul?
I like this place called Pho Back.
Did we go there?
And no, we didn't go there. That was a different place.
Shit.
Pho Back is they own like kind of like I think 3 or 4 different locations in Seattle, and I actually work with one of the daughters of the owner.
Oh wow.
She's a pharmacist, and I work with her, but her parents own all the restaurants.
Wow.
So yeah, and I asked her, why did you go into pharmacy? You would earn way more money taking over the business so well. And she told me no, she didn't want any part of the business and she wanted to do something different. And her brothers and sisters took over the business.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it's pretty interesting. So
That's crazy, man.
because she grew up in that, in that environment with owning restaurants.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty crazy. I mean, that goes to show you there's so many different ways to make money, and you don't have to
Yeah.
just stick to pharmacy, honestly, to make money. I think that's a actually really bad reason. If you want to make money, like go into pharmacy, no, that's the wrong way to think, honestly. So
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah, we got a win over here. Little Smiley Girl says, I just want to tell you, I just passed my MPJE. Thank you so much for your help and encouragement. I can finally work in Washington now, and thinking about applying to Idaho since no MPJE. Haha. There's no MPJE in Idaho?
I didn't know.
That means like we can all get licensed there. Like if we, well, actually, I wouldn't want to go to Idaho anyways. At this time in my life, at least, I can't think about going to
So
Idaho.
what Smiley Girl did? Are you applying for jobs in Washington? What's it looking like for you? What's your job prospects looking like?
Seattle, Washington. Yeah, because you, I was like, Paul, you're in Washington, right? If I remember
Yeah,
correctly.
yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, where's like when did I meet? I was like trying to remember. Where are you from again? I thought it was Seattle, but I was like, I remember that time I traveled Seattle. I was like, was it Seattle or was it Oregon where I was? I can't remember. So it's so bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, how's the job market in Washington?
Uh, I don't initially 2 out of 4 residents that graduated in June or July,
Okay.
they got jobs in different states,
Yeah.
and then the other two stayed on per diem and couldn't find work, couldn't find full-time work. And so then 2 positions actually opened up at my hospital because 2 people left
Oh.
randomly. It wasn't any specific reason. Like one of them wanted to move closer to family, another one wanted to be an MSL, medical science liaison. And
Yeah.
so 2 positions opened up, and those last 2 residents were able to secure a full-time job. So they were probably no job for like 2-3 months.
Oh wow.
But yeah, but I hear some of the residents are just taking a lot longer to find work.
Yo, Armin Ghost asked what your favorite laundry department is, laundry detergent, but little smiley girl says, I actually know of you. Some of my friends actually worked with you or had you as their preceptors. That's so
Oh
funny.
wow.
That's so funny. You got a
So
message
she
Paul.
is in the Seattle area.
Yeah, you got a message Paul after on his Instagram and link up. But that's so funny, man. Does that ever kind of shock you that you've your students like does that happen a lot when you're precepting and stuff? Like, do a lot of students recognize you and whatnot?
They used to more.
Yeah.
I think now I'm probably, like you said, too OG and not a lot of people see me. And
What are you talking about? You had a video. Well, then again, you had that video, Don't Do Pharmacy. So I guess it's doing its job then. If you're not seeing a lot
yeah,
of
yeah.
students, right?
Or they saw the video and might be upset with me, right? And so they don't want to talk to me. So
Or
I
maybe
don't
they're
know.
just like, who's a preceptor at that site? Oh, hell no. Yeah. Yeah. Do you like
But most
precepting?
of
Oh,
the
yeah. Sorry. Go ahead. What are you
oh
saying?
yeah, but most of the time they just say they don't really realize it at first. They just kind of think that I look familiar,
Yeah.
and then somehow it comes up, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, I did see your videos." Blah blah blah.
You
So
don't do like, hey, quick pause. This appy is brought to you by Webull. Get 2 free stocks with Webull. It's so
that's
funny.
so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's really awkward when they watch my videos while I'm at work.
Mm, yeah.
Just
Well,
like
you're
they're
at
like, "Hey,
work.
look." Yeah, yeah. Like if the topic comes up, they're like, "Oh yeah, Paul's YouTube famous or whatever," and then they're like, "Oh look, here's the video," and then they play it. I'm like, "This is so awkward." I'm like
Awkward.
sitting
Yeah.
right here.
I don't. Yeah, I don't fuck with that shit, man. Like honestly, like it's weird if somebody plays your video in front of you. I don't even watch any of my videos actually. I let it go and then I never watch it again. So for the most part,
Yeah,
it's
it's
kind
kind
of
of weird
cringe.
rewatching it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm located in Seattle as well. Currently working on my resume and applying to CVS and Amazon. since CVS is planning to launch a COVID project, so they're thinking about hiring a lot of pharmacists. And Amazon is changing their pill pack program into Amazon Farm. So I'm trying those companies first. Hey, by the way, any opinions? Like people were asking me about opinions about how Amazon's gonna, how
Yeah,
Amazon Pharmacy is gonna impact everything. What are your opinions?
I mean, I think it will impact CVS and Walgreens, and I think there'll be some consolidation in the future. Maybe not right away. It'll take a few years.
Yeah,
But I did see a lot of job postings and advertising to me to apply to these Amazon jobs, but they're mostly like a fulfillment type staff pharmacist that I'm seeing. I
yeah,
did see a lead pharmacist role for about a year, and then now I'm just seeing a lot of staff positions open, and I'm guessing it's very similar to what I've seen in long-term care. It's kind of like an assembly line, a warehouse where they're just filling a ton of prescriptions to
yeah,
mail out. So I don't, but I'm sure Amazon has, unlimited funds to invest into any new technology. So I'm sure they have something there I haven't seen before,
yeah,
but I kind of have an idea of their operations.
yeah.
So,
Why are you
um,
working for? Are you best friends with Jeff? Huh? Do you know him
no,
by a first name
no.
basis?
I thought about applying and making a YouTube video of just the application process
Oh
and like
shit.
the interview
Yeah.
and see if I could even get in there and how much they're paying and stuff. But I don't know. I didn't feel like going through it.
Yeah, it's a lot of
So
work, man, and it would be killer content that would probably be evergreen. But honestly, like, do you really want to be known for that? I don't know.
yeah, yeah, that
Maybe
might hurt me a little bit.
it probably would. I don't know. I could see them kind of like blacklisting you after that. It's kind
Yeah,
of like
yeah.
yeah. So
Shoot, I might already be blacklisted for making don't do pharmacy videos.
perhaps, maybe, or maybe
So
Jeff doesn't care since you're best friends with him.
yeah, shit.
Do you have thoughts on Amazon Farm monopolizing pharmacy? GoodRx tanked after their announcement and has yet to recover.
Yeah, I mean, they have seriously unlimited amount of money to invest into Amazon pharmacy. So
Mm.
I don't see how they can't take market share.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
So
And a little
I mean,
smiley girl is applying to Costco. Isan says, my current preceptor was actually was Paul's classmate and worked with him too. Lol. You're very popular, man. You're super, super popular.
wow, that's so weird that these on the live people even live in, Washington and recognize.
Or maybe they're from and they transplanted somewhere else. So
Oh, I see, I see.
Hagao says, I actually had 3 shares of GoodRx. I bought it for memes though, down to $39. Joke's on you, Hagao.
Dude, Good RX, I almost bought that. I'm so glad. I'm so glad I avoided that. Oh man.
What do you think tanked it, by the way? Like, what was
It,
the
it was
reason?
uh it was pharmacy, Amazon Pharmacy, because
Mm.
they're offering generics at a discount. I think similar price as GoodRx.
That makes sense.
So
I
that
mean, I've seen that
so there's no
strategy.
reason now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no reason for GoodRx if you get the same prices without the coupon,
Yeah, and
you
they,
know.
they don't mind your data either. So that's a pro. I remember a lot of the grocery pharmacies, we used to have discount programs where it would be like 90-day supply and you pay cash and it's like $10 like for a 90-day supply. It was ridiculously cheap for all the basic things like hydrochlorothiazide, lisinopril, all that sort of stuff as well. So
I see,
still
I see.
yeah, I still remember drugs, man. That's crazy. Oh, anyways. Guys, if you can get a PlayStation 5, you can flip it for twice its value, instant gains.
Oh shoot, I got one.
Oh, what? Really?
Yeah, I gotta go pick it up at Best Buy, but I'm scared I'm gonna get
Get
mugged.
jumped? Yeah.
So it's a curbside pickup, and then I'm gonna flip it.
Oh shit. Okay, cool. Awesome. How'd you get it?
Yeah, I was just hitting refresh on the website, and there's these like my cousins actually. We have a group chat, and they're all trying to get it, and so
Mm.
I get notifications from them when it goes live or something
Yeah.
like that. They
Yeah.
pay attention to like Twitter and all the people announcing, oh, it's live or whatever, and then I get notified. And I tried once and I got it, but I
Yeah.
tried a couple other times, no luck. So I'm not even bothering trying anymore.
That's so funny.
So
Little smiley girl says, "Is Amazon Farm like a refill center for right now?" You did mention that, right? You think it's a lot of fulfillment at the moment. Is that right?
yeah, I'm guessing it's just gonna be a fulfillment center mainly. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be closed from the public,
Yeah.
and then they're just gonna mail out your scripts.
Yeah.
Oh,
Let's see. The most meme stock on Wall's bets since Tesla. So funny. Um, Amazon hires medical lab scientists too. They made a couple facilities to do COVID testing in San Jose, and Hebron, Kentucky. I've never even heard of that place, but I thought about applying, but no. Anyone know if anyone's hiring for a pharmaceutical business major? I don't even know what a pharmaceutical business major is. I have my MBA, but job hunting is hard during COVID. I think most places are like, I know like my friend was telling me like most pharmaceutical companies are in hiring freezes right now. Tim Kirk
yeah,
says,
I mean,
yeah. Tim Kirk
I was
says,
just saying like his job sounds like a industry job or his major.
yeah, I have no idea though. Like sometimes people ask me these questions. I'm like, I feel very honored that people ask me these questions, that they think I would know the answer to these questions. But I'm just like, dude, you don't, I don't know. You don't want my advice for this sort of stuff. Like, yeah, I think in the past I always try to answer whatever question I got based off what I thought. But honestly, I'm just very transparent. I just try to be as transparent as possible. It's like if I don't have the experience, I'm gonna tell you I don't know, but this is what I would do. I don't know,
Yeah.
but this is what I would do. I don't know, and I don't know why you're asking me this. Is nursing hard, Kevin? I don't know. I have no idea. What's better, dentistry or pharmacy? I have no freaking clue because I've never been a dentist in my whole life, man. So funny. Yeah, I'm jealous of the PS5. Okay, Paul, it's getting kind of late over here. I gotta still wrap up. I gotta still do some YouTube stuff for the rest of the night. But this is my
Yeah,
longest
yeah,
stream, and
sure.
honestly, it's had the longest retention. So I think the only change was like one, maybe it's Thanksgiving weekend, but second thing also maybe changing the thumbnails to something really basic might help too. So yeah,
Yeah.
well, yeah, Paul, it was great just kicking in with you. I'll talk to you offline too, man. About like the editor as well, and if you're looking to outsource it too. I don't. It won't. It probably won't cost you that much, honestly. But I can refer you to my editor and stuff and see if he can help you. If he can't, he'll find someone to help you as well. So okay.
Okay, cool, cool. Thanks.
Awesome, man. Well,
Yeah.
it's always
All right,
great
thanks.
just kicking it with you, just chatting up. Make sure I'll do a plug for you. Quick pause. Make sure to subscribe to Paul Tran's video. But before you do that, quick pause. Make sure to like my video and subscribe to my channel first before you hop off as well. Oh yeah, I just got a like.
Yeah.
Awesome. Appreciate all y'all as well. If you guys want Paul back, maybe we'll do it some other time. But this was actually pretty cool. You just hopped in the link and it worked, so that's perfect, man.
Yeah. This was not planned at all, everyone.
Yeah, I just saw
I
Paul
was
on. And I just asked him on, so he came on. Last time I did that to Brian, and Brian was like, "We're recording." I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "I was like, oh, okay." So we just chopped it up. Oh yeah, my editor's
yeah.
here. Dan's here. He's my
Oh,
editor. He
Dan.
does
Okay.
he does all my edits. I'll introduce you to later if you want. So just let me know, man. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah.
Awesome. All
Thanks,
right.
everyone.
Later, guys. Peace.